Also have the honor of having Dr. Manisha Priyam, who's a political analyst and commentator with us. Good morning, ma'am. Your view on this, here on television, we tend to call every phase a crucial phase. But in your view, ma'am, tell us why this third phase in Bengal is so important. All of them are, of course, important. But your view of this third phase, ma'am?
I would say that some of the most critical scenarios are coming as scenes, as visuals on the India Today television screen. I think the third phase is really a true celebration of the Bengali spirit, as I would say. Lots of women going to the polling centers, even as the reporters are coming in and telling us, and they should tell us rightly, about the violence, about the EVM stories. I think the big story is the number of women who are coming out.
Truly. There's
also been a visual of an old lady being picked up, I assume, by her son or a relative and being brought to the polling station. So I think women coming out tells you that democracy is a true festive spirit. Also, the free and fair manner in which polling is being held, because if there is fear of violence, the first to disappear will obviously be the women.
Yes.
Lots of star faces today. There's Tanushri, there's Papia Day, but also our very own Shopan Das Gupta.
Yes, indeed.
I think the BJP's most important intellectual face in the Tarkeshwar constituency. We've all had the good fortune of having worked with him in the past. But here's a big thing where you see an intellectual, a Delhi-based journalist, a Rajya Sabha member, nominated at that, going down and fighting an assembly election. That's for one. You generally see people fighting assembly elections and then coming here. But you see
the other way
that grassroots politics is being given the most important place of eminence in the BJP's political scenario. Once again, the visuals there are absolutely... That's
the ones you were talking about.
That's the picture that I've been talking about. That's the amazing Bengali picture of lifting your old mother. The tonsured head perhaps tells you that she's a widow. Lifting the old mother and bringing her to the polling station. You can again see all four women there in that visual. I think amazing visuals coming to us here and reassuring to all of India today that West Bengal today is peaceful. Many women are either walking on their own feet or are being brought, if they cannot walk, in the most important exercise of democracy. That's the West Bengal state elections.
Absolutely. And what speaks louder than, these pictures coming in from all of these polling booths? I think Indrajit was the one who was giving us those live images of people lining up. There's so much color in those pictures. Indro, if you could show us some of those pictures, once again, lots of color in that frame behind you. People have come out in their finery to vote in this election. Give us more of that, Indro.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. That is a tradition as far as West Bengal is concerned, because every time, I can tell you, it happens in my own household. My mother, others in my household, aunts, they will all deck up in the morning. It's a celebration time. On election day, all the stores are shut. It's almost like Durga Puja, and people line up as they queue up at Durga Puja pandals. And you can see that happening here. Women wearing their finest of clothes, coming out to vote, coming out to vote in large numbers, right from the morning. And as Manisha ji just said, when it's peaceful, when the entire environment and ambience is peaceful, then it does give much more confidence to women to come out in large number. And that is exactly what we've seen today. There is a lot of confidence building because there are lathi wielding policemen who are outside the booth. Inside the booth, there are CRPF jawans with guns. That brings a lot of confidence amongst people. And in the past two phases, what we saw, of course, is that when I was covering Nandigram, initially in the morning, there weren't quite a lot of crowd because people were apprehensive whether there are reports of violence, and they were gauging the scene. And then when the day progressed, despite the heat, they would come out in large numbers. Today morning, of course, brilliant scenes that we are witnessing here at Diamond Harbour with such massive participation of women. And in some of the, because we are coming to you live from the Fokit Shah College, this is also the EVM distribution center. You can see these women coming with their children. So this is the EVM, and look at this lady. Look at this woman, as just Manisha ji said, she's come with her son, I believe, and she's really frail and old. And these are the kind of scenes that we are seeing right now. Some elderly women being carried on the lap by their relatives, some being brought with a stick and a lathi in their hands. But no matter what, they are coming to the polling station and they will cast their vote. And that's fascinating as far as this entire democratic exercise in West Bengal is concerned.
Truly is. Dr. Manisha Priyam, I completely agree with you. I mean, these images really say so much more than anyone can actually describe. The way people have dressed up to go and vote. Dr. Manisha, can you tell us a little bit about that? Indro threw some light on that. This is an event. This is a ceremony. People are taking this more than just, going out and casting their franchise. They've gotten into their best clothes to go out and vote.
So, political anthropologists, especially at my alma mater, the London School of Economics, Dr. Mukulika Banerjee has made studies of this, and she's been insisting since about 2010 onwards that women in West Bengal dress up in their finery, whether they are Hindus, they wear the saris that they would have worn, as Indrajit said, for Durga Puja, or even the Muslim women, the saris that they would have saved for Eid celebration are taken out on this day. And remember, Bengal has been, the United Bengal has been the hub of the muslin culture. You can see women in their fineries coming out today, and therefore it tells you the significance and importance of elections in the daily lives of women. They've left everything aside. This is most important time for household workers, which women are. They're dressed in their fineries. But I think the most touching scenes are that of the old women being brought out by their sons, by their family. One of the last visuals that came on India Today is something that should be really blown into a full-size image and shown to us. That's a woman who's bent 90 degrees at the waist, cannot even stand up full, but she's dressed in her finery. Today is that festive occasion that no woman would want to miss out on, even if she cannot stand up on her own 2 feet, and that families have accorded the highest priority to take the women who cannot even walk on their own to the polling booth. Tells you that this is indeed a very important occasion. As a woman, I'd like to tell you that some of my finest saris do indeed come from the state of West Bengal. And that image is absolutely an ode and a tribute. It's a pictorial, I would say, marvel that India Today has captured today, and in essence tells you how important this festival of democracy is for the people of West Bengal.
The festival of democracy for the people of West Bengal. There are still, remember, 5 more phases to go after today's phase of polling, which is only the 3rd. But all those wonderful pictures of this democratic process will always be first here on India Today. We're capturing all the color of people coming out there in their finery to vote in West Bengal. For just a moment, also to remind you that today the polling in Assam comes to an end. Remember, Assam has 3-phase polling. Today is the 3rd and final phase of polling in Assam, which is underway. A total of 337 candidates are in the fray in 40 constituencies in 12 lower Assam districts, including Bodoland territorial region area. Today's election will decide the fate of Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, along with Senior Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's mounted one of the most high-voltage campaigns in this election. An hour extra has been given for voting this time to ensure COVID-19 safety protocols are being maintained. Voting will take place till 6 p.m. Nearly 81% voting has taken place in the 2nd phase, and 76% voter turnout was recorded in the 1st phase of the Assam election.
This is a unique election. You have a sitting government, you have a sitting chief minister, but the party has not announced him at the CM phase. Lot is being said that it is because of you. You are also a contender for the chief minister.
No, it is not that way. Every party has their own strategy. They follow in each state. And probably in this election, my party, in their wisdom, has decided to adopt a different strategy.
And it's being said that you are one of the top contenders for the post. You find yourself in the race?
I mean, in BJP, there is no race. Whatever responsibility is given, people carry forward that responsibility. But in our party, nobody asks for responsibility. This is the unique thing.
Last word, sir. How many seats are you expecting now?
86 plus 1 or 2, like that.
Taking a very quick break. On the other side, we continue with our guests and reporters, but shift focus to the south. Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry. We'll get you an update on the voter turnout so far as well. In Tamil Nadu especially, it's turning out to be a minute-by-minute drama. as far as this single day polling is concerned. Big updates coming up after this break. Stay with me.
India Today TV